My younger brother, Daly, he also had a dream, just like me, to become a race car driver. Unfortunately, when he was 16 years of age, another teenager in our neighborhood loaded a slingshot, pulled it back and let fly, and hit him right in the middle of his right eye, blinding the eye completely for the rest of his life. As you can imagine, our world at home turned into chaos for the next 4 or 5 years because he was in and out of hospital. He didn't want to lose the eye. The surgeon said he'd do everything to try and keep his eye. His eye would bleed on a regular basis. He couldn't go to school, so that all fell behind, and it was a bit of a mess. And I didn't know at the time, but his inner voice to himself still said, I want to become a racing driver. Never shared it with me, never shared it with my parents. But after 4 to 5 years of surgeries in and out of the hospital, he actually got his first racing license and began to race at our local home track. When he began to win races, there was a movement to yank his license. They said a man with one eye has to be a danger to himself and to everybody else on the racetrack. There was a movement to take his license away, and of course, can you imagine? My brother was devastated. After all he'd been through, all the bad days he'd been through, his girlfriend's dad at the time was a championship-level snooker player in Ireland. Snooker is like pool or billiards, but on a bigger table. It's very big in Europe. There's a world championship for snooker. His future father-in-law was a championship-level player, and he said to him, he said, I believe that if you committed to learning how to become a high-level snooker player, I believe you can develop depth perception of 2 eyes with just 1 eye. My brother became a very good snooker player. He went back to the RIAC, Royal Irish Automobile Club, because they issue the racing licenses for all racing drivers. And he told them, I want to move up to open-wheel single-seater cars. I want you to grant me a license. They knew the move was still to keep him from the racetrack. They issued him a license with conditions. They said, we will issue you a license, but if you get into accidents on a more regular basis than what we consider to be the norm, we would have the authority to yank your license immediately. He said, okay. Over the next decade and a half, my brother won more races and more championships than every other driver in Ireland. He went on to represent Ireland. You see the green card here in the League of Nations in Portugal. He was the Irish representative. The trophy that he's holding here is the Leinster Trophy. That's the most prestigious driver's trophy that they have in my country of Ireland. He won 7 championships. Yes, he had to adapt, but he had to pivot. Yes, he had limitations, and there were compromises, and he challenged assumptions. And yes, he did something creative and a bit different to be able to have the success he enjoyed. You know what I call this? I call this I adapt. That's what I call that. I adapt. And I'll tell everybody here, you will adapt. We'll all adapt in the years to come. And on the mission you're about to go on, you will have to adapt on a more regular basis than in any other time of your professional career, because things change so fast. Things happen so fast. And remember, adapting isn't about surviving change, it's about thriving in it.